Yeah, just a little bit of music from the YouTube music library. It's nice that they provide this free music for us YouTubers. And the theme of that one was do it right. And that's what we want to do. We always want to do it right, but sometimes we fall short. What the heck am I talking about? Anyway, um, I noticed today on the news that weather is crazy all over the United States. Just crazy. One part of the state is, one part of the United States is freezing cold and snow and blizzard, and here in Florida, it's in the 80s, right in the middle of December. Well, anyway, my point is, I don't know if I even have a point, but what I'm trying to say is I'm always interested in finding out more details about what's going on in this case, United States. What's really happening. And what I do is, and I've mentioned this several times, is I go to this website. Here we go to it right here, RadioReference, which has all these radios, individual people's radios that they have hooked up to their internet connection and allowing you to listen to what's going on at their location. And there's thousands of these radios throughout the United States. And so when something happens, in this case, some extreme weather, I like to go here and listen to some of the local scanners, just kind of see what's going on. And another time that you might go here is when there's something else interesting in the news, like somebody got shot or something. It's just another way of getting information. Like the character robot in that movie kept saying, "I need input." Well, that's me. I am always looking for input. So let me show you how I've set this up. So it's kind of like a scanner radio, but not really, and I'll show you what I mean. So let's go here. So what you do is you come here and you select the live audio. And you can either go to the live audio homepage, which you can select what you want to listen to, or you can select down here the top 50, which means those are the most listened to stations, radios on the internet at this moment. And typically, if you have, especially if there's some kind of fire or police activity, you can go there and it will show you that, there's 100 people listening to this particular. Now, we'll just go there for a second, show you what I mean. I usually don't use this, but let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to go there. So here it is. Here's a list by the number of listeners. And Chicago Police Department is always way up there. Matter of fact, it's usually number 1 or 2. And it's got 1,500 listeners. So something's going on there. And then you can go down. See, the next one is only 345, which is still a lot. The scanner radio that I listen to here in my part of the country usually has maybe 20 or 30. And we're talking 1,500. Now here's one at Denver. And I suspect there's some weather conditions here. Here is one that actually has this, and this is not typical for these, but some of them have the option. They can display this little information alarm about what's happening. That's kind of cool. So anyway, you go there and you select a city or county or whatever you want to listen to, and you listen to it on the internet. You don't have to be there. So for instance, I have someone that lives in near Chicago, and I might be talking to them, and they said, "Yeah, we just had a shooting, and there's probably going to be a riot. You got to listen to the scanner." Well, I can go to this scanner up here at the top and listen to it. So I want to show you something that I do in addition to just listening to one radio. Because typically the way it's set up, you listen to one radio and that's it. So it's not really a scanner unless the radio online that the person has put online is scanning channels. Typically that's not the case. Usually they just have their radio tuned to one channel, I call it, one system, in this case the Chicago Police Department. So you only get one thing in that station, in that area per station, I'll call it, per station, for this station. So if you went to this county, and we'll do this right quick, we'll go to this county, and there'll be a listing of all the things that are available. Now in Chicago, there is a lot of stuff available. And then you can see over here, you can see how many people are listening to a particular radio. And down here, here's the one that most people are listening to, Chicago Police Department. And there's other ones. There's, Chicago Fire, EMS, which if you heard on the news, there's a big fire or something, you might want to listen to that one. And then it's broken down also by other counties in that area. And at the top here, I can't even talk this morning. At the top, you can select a particular county. Now it is, because I chose that one, Cook County, that's the county that's highlighted here that has been selected. You can select one of these other counties to listen to. Say you have somebody that lives in Woodford and you want to kind of hear what's going on in Woodford. You can select Woodford. There'll probably be, if it's this red color, that means there is a radio there in that county. If it's gray, there's no radio in that county right now. So nobody has put their radio on the internet in that county. So for instance, let's go back and I'll show you the other way. Is live audio home, and then it shows you a map of the United States. And there's also, it's not limited to the United States. This is just United States. You can go up here and select other countries, which is, if something's going on in, let's say Germany, and that's not all countries, of course, because not all countries allow you to do this. You can select Germany, for instance, and you can find some radios that are on Germany. I don't know there's going to be that many, but you can try and see. So I'm going to select Florida, which is where I live, and then I'll come down, and you can actually go in on the previous page and put in a zip code and get there quickly, or more quickly, faster, whatever. And I'm going to select Pinellas County, which is where I live, and then you can select what's available in Pinellas County. Now, what's happened in our area is when Pinellas County went fully digital, a lot of the people that had their radio on the air, their radio was an old radio like mine, and it went dead. And that's just the facts. It went dead. So there used to be like 4 or 5 radios on the air in Pinellas County. Now it's down to, as far as police, EMS, fire, it's only down to 1, and they only cover fire and EMS. There's no police coverage at all in Pinellas County. So that's why I'm looking for a new digital scanner for myself so I can go back to listening to police. So then you would select what, and this is key, what player you want to use. Now, the easiest one, and if you're only going to listen to one station, it's the easiest one to use, is use the default one, which is HTML5 web player. And it actually opens a new page on your browser, and there it is. Now, what I use is I come down here and I select Flash Web Player. And I'll tell you why in just a second. So I'll select that, and then I'll click the play button over here, or they call it the listen button, and it brings up this new window. It's not actually a Internet Explorer type page. It's a flash window. So it's standalone. So I can go back now and I can close, if I want to, I can close. This is Chrome. I can close Chrome if I want to, and I won't lose that page. So I'm not going to close it. I'm just going to shut it down right here, or minimize it. Oh gosh, got to get the words right here. So here it is, and it's running, and of course we're not hearing anything. But why I selected the flash player, and some people are a little scared of flash players because there has been some controversy about flash player sometimes being a program that can go in and mess up your computer. I've never had that problem, so don't worry about it. It's up to you. But what this provides is this little red bar here. This is actually an audio spectrum display. Not really, it's up or it's down. But this gives you an indication whether, a visual indication, whether something is being transmitted. Okay, I've got my volume turned down, so let me turn that back up. So you can hear they're talking, and I can also hear my music still playing in the background. Let me shut my music down. Oh no, I don't want a new version. Okay, now we got the music turned off. Okay, so let me. All right, shut up. Okay, so what this particular player gives you is this little display here when somebody is talking. And why is that important? Okay, so let's shut this page down. That's a file manager. What you can do is you can resize this page. It's like it's not a page. It's a page. It's a computer page. Window. That's the word I was looking for. It's a window. So you can resize this. Maybe make it even smaller. And I'll move it down here some, and then I'll move the window around so that I can see that indicator. That's what I want to do. I want to see that indicator. And here's the volume control right here. Okay, there we go. Now, you can do this for multiple radios on the internet, which I've done. Here's some more down here. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. So you can have all these windows running at the same time, which I've got them all turned off right now, or stopped, so I can go back here and turn them back on, or I can turn any one that I want to. Now, Chicago, no, I turned off right now. Chicago is going to be busy all the time. It's so you can see now it's down to, and it tells you right here in this window, there's 1,136 listeners right now. So it's always busy. So you may want to have that one up, but you may want to have it stopped if you don't think there's anything interesting going on right now. Because this is the drawback. Once you enable these to play, they will all be playing randomly at the same time. Or actually not randomly, that's probably a good word. Nope, not a good word. They're playing at the same time. So you'll hear stations that get active at the same time. You'll hear them at the same time, and it'll be confusing. So what I do is, like I say, Chicago is kind of busy, so I turn that one off. And then I'll turn these other ones on. They're not as active. And if I hear something and I happen to look over in time, I'll see that this audio bar, has popped up. But I got to be quick, because as soon as they stop talking, it goes back down. I wish there was a slight delay there so that you could see after the effect. Say you're working on another computer or another page or something else on your computer. I wish it would stay there for a few seconds so you could flash back to this and say, oh, okay, well, that came from so-and-so. Because I've got 5 up right now. You can have, if you make the windows smaller, you can have 15 or 20. But you don't, unless you're looking at this screen, unless you're looking at these screens, you won't know which one activated. Or if you're used to listening to these radios and you kind of know the operators and their voice, or have some other indication of what station it was, then you might be able to, without looking at the screen, know which one was active for that time. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, what you're seeing is basically a scanner radio via the internet throughout the United States, or if you want to select some of those other countries like Germany, throughout the world. And your computer can sit there and monitor the activity. Now, most of these, or not most, but many of these are not that active. Like, for instance, this one right here is a radio in Alaska that's listening to a ham repeater in Alaska. And I like that one because quite often amateur radio operators will get on this repeater and start talking about conditions or activities in Alaska. That's it's interesting. Maybe call me weird, but to me it's interesting. So anyway, so what I have up here, I have Cook County, which is in, where is Cook County? Well, my memory's so short. That's in Tennessee. And the reason, okay, you're going to really, okay, I'm going to give away one of my secrets. I like to watch that show, Moonshiners. And Cook County is where there's a lot of moonshiners. And the sheriff office there is, and I'm not saying this is negative, and bless their hearts, I love those people. They're kind of got a little country accent, I'll say, put it that way. And the thing is, it's really, really, to me, I know I'm pretty sick, it's really interesting to listen to these people when they're going after either moonshiners or just crooks in general. It's just kind of comical. Anyway, I won't say anymore. But that's the reason I listened to that one. Again, it's not that busy, but when it does get busy, it gets pretty funny. Here's another one in Matsu Brook County. And I can't remember where that is. Wow, I got such a poor memory. Anyway, I think that's where my daughter lives. Yeah, that's where my daughter lives. That's what it is. Gee whiz. Sure, old age is catching up with me and coming at such a bad time. So anyway, my point is you can set up your computer to listen to these scanners via the internet and, scanners via the internet. So you can listen to fire, police, EMS, amateur radio, railroad. There's some that track railroad communications throughout the world, mainly in the United States, of course, but throughout the world. And set it up like I've done here so that it's kind of like a real scanner in that you have, in this case, 5 stations, I'll call it, that you're listening to simultaneously and with the limitations that I've mentioned before. So I thought I'd just show this to you. I don't know if this is of any value to you, but I really enjoy doing this, and I thought I'd show it to you. What the heck? So if you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. It tells me that I haven't just wasted your time, and I know I've been kind of long-winded here, and I'm sorry for that. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. By subscribing, you can set up automatic notifications via email when I posted a new video. Whoa, is that exciting or what? Oh well. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.